Well, good evening. You're very welcome to the Masters Championship round number 13 of Division 2 here at Spa-Francorchamps. My name is Graham, and joining me tonight is Joe, the pack opener, Corby. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Graham. How are you?
You good?
Nice name.
Yeah,
That was nice name.
as always. Dry conditions. Markman is going to be the first, I believe, to get us actually on the board as he heads up through Arouge and Radion. While he does that, Joe, if we'd like to go over the standings of Division 2.
Yes. SH first place with 177 points. Venom with 114 in second. Dan Morris 98 in third. Burt 76 points in fourth. Weiberg 1 point behind with 75 in fifth. Mark, who is not here tonight, is on holidays, 67 points. Zlatan 59 points. Focky 43 points. Jono with 40 and Mark Naman with 39. The constructors, Ferrari with 208, Red Bull with 173, Russell with 151, Mercedes with 138, and Williams with 67.
So that's how it stands. A couple of people jumping in. Kieran Trapp here and the Williams jumping in for Merck. The Donis here is in the Racing Point, you can see, and then a newcomer then, the other Williams, F1 Linus, who is a level 50 Platinum, which is an interesting one.
Sweat.
So I'm expecting him to, he might just come around and just absolutely, just roll away to the win. He's on mediums at the moment as Markman does get us going. The 44.1. So in terms of times for a pole, Joe, what are you expecting to see?
Probably mid, I don't know, low 43s, I guess. I don't know. Because I didn't even set a time last night.
No, you did not.
But the minute we got out of the pits, it was just raining, so, I was fine.
What is the point? Well, the point is you go out quickly and then you can actually do it. These Mercedes are they're quite close together. I don't know if Clipstreaming was the plan, but Timo's the first man into the 43s, 43.9 for him. See what these Mercedes are up to. If one is helping tone the other. So Dan Morris goes a 43.4 and Jono 44.1. Dan was the lead car, so unless he got a tow from Jono heading up towards the Lake Calm, possibly. I will have a look at the sectors because I'm interested to see. So 29.9. No, same time as Tino, so he's just absolutely pulled out a very nice lap there from Dan. Puts him on the front row. See what SH can do in response, but it's quite tight, isn't it? From basically Timo and Focky downwards to Jono, it's basically 2/10, just less than that even.
And Burt there on mediums as well.
Yeah, that's right. 44.3 for Burt on mediums. It's a very impressive time. His teammate is 2/10 quicker on a set of softs. Toro Rosso are kind of due a good race. Like I don't think they've, it's been a while since we've kind of seen Burt and Weiberg really mix it up kind of at the front ever since, like the Silverstone and I think Germany, they were up there as well. It's been a bit of a longer time since they've been in the thick of it, especially more so Weiberg ever since, he's obviously won at Canada, I believe. And yeah, just these last few races hasn't been quite there for them. But it'll be interesting to see if they can do the business here tonight.
They were 2 and 3 in Monaco.
I remember that race.
Best result together.
And what, they're separated by a point or two in the standings?
1 point, exactly.
So it's been fun to watch all season, and hopefully tonight now we can get another good round of the good Toro Rosso rivalry. Just watching Linus here on his flying lap. SH goes into second with a 43.5. So convincingly then, Dan and SH away from the rest of the field. Let's see what Linus can do then as he rounds the bus stop chicane. To 44. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at Sway. Sorry, what am I doing? I'm not sure how I'm
Oh,
doing.
yeah, because I was wondering what you're on about, because I was thinking I was decent with him as well.
That's my bad. Venom then 43.2 then heads into first place. So there we go then. Again, the three people in the standings, in the title standings, are now 1, 2, and 3 on the grid. So I don't know what I was thinking there for Linus. It was clearly
Yeah,
Sway. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention Connor Keane has moved down from Division 1 into the Haas in Division 2. So hopefully for Connor we might see a few more better results, because it has not been the most amazing season for him so far, you have to say, Joe.
No, not at all, but hopefully he can bring back the best, as in when he was good 2 seasons ago in F1 2017.
I remember that feeling when I was good. It's been a while.
Yeah, it was me last year.
So no activity in the pits yet in terms of SH and Damien come back out. The Focky, Weiberg, Mark Demand, they're back out on track. Sway's on a cooldown lap, I believe, or is he on another flying? He's gone for a second one, hasn't he? He's gone for a second flying lap. No, he's not. 3.8 seconds down. Carkin is on a lap, though. We'll go back with the Haas. Kieran Chapin through the... about to head through Eau Rouge, so we'll go back on board with the Haas. This beautiful Haas. His teammate Focky is up in... what should we be discussing? And Connor is backed out of it, it seems. What are you talking about?
I don't like that colour, the Haas.
Black and gold?
I like the colour, but I just don't like the people that drive it, the proper drivers.
Oh, so you don't like Roman Grosjean and Kevin Magnussen?
Kevin, dickhead.
Wow, amazing. The car is nice though, I don't know what you're on about.
I guess.
You didn't remember the Lotus? The old Lotus?
No, I don't remember that. Wait.
Don't want to remember that.
I only recently got into F1. I don't remember. So, no.
We mentioned Kieran Trapp, he's coming through Paul Frere. Hoping for a better race than he had last night in Division 1. Wasn't quite working out for him, especially through that corner there, but see what he can do as he charges up towards the bus stop chicane through Blanchemont first. And heavy braking then, just hitting 200 miles an hour. Hitting that apex. Apex I struggle to hit at times. Second gear on that medium traction, and he sets a 44.113. You can see that Weiberg and Mark at the exactly same time. 44.132, but of course, being that Weiberg set the time first, he is ahead of...
No, Mark said first, you know.
If you say it first, you stay ahead. No, you're right. Yeah, he did say it first. That's weird. Usually, it's whoever sets the time first, they stay ahead. At least presently it is for pole position. That's a weird one. Who can pick up on a lap? So 3 title contenders on their lap. Adi Baba is coming through the no-name corner. Shawnee Boy just kind of going through the same corner. A couple guys on the hard still. I expect Yarm to be up here in terms of pace. He's got very strong. Very strong pace, I think, as Yarm. Mark Demand, as you say, coming through Blanchemont. His teammates yet to set a lap time. See what the other Alfa Romeo can do. I actually do like his helmet. It's actually one of the nicer helmets I see on the grid. Here he comes then. And it's a 43.6. That's a bit more like it, and he moves up into 4th place on the grid. Focky 44.7 can't improve on his time. We'll see Weiberg then, see if he has a reply then for Mark Demand as he heads up towards the bus stop chicane. See what his braking is like for this. Hits the apex. He's got the McLaren in front of him. Adi Baba then joins his teammate then in 5th place. Weiberg 44.2 for Weiberg, so no improvement had on that lap. See if you can find anyone. Bert then, can he get ahead of his teammate now on softs on the softs this time? See what he can do as he heads towards the line. It's a 43.6. So quicker lap times now definitely coming. I think definitely track evolution, I think, is a factor here. I think it'd be fair to say, Joe.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I don't know, it's 3/10 up on his lap, I think.
And 43.6 again, so it's tight down there, isn't it? So Jono,
Oh,
Mark the Man, Bert have all done 43.6s, but Jono does get into 4th place. His teammate then, be interesting to see what Dan could do then with this level of track evolution. Losing the back end slightly there. As he head down towards the Bruxelles hairpin. They call it a hairpin, I'm not sure why. Brushing the curb on the inside. Normally this has been an inside curb where you want to avoid. It's one of those auto spin ones, but take a lot out of the no-name corner on exit as well. See what he can do through Puon down to 6th and then back up into 7th and leaves it in 7th as he heads down towards turn 12. And see further along the road, Linus on lap this time as well, further ahead of that. I think there is is there Haas in front of him? No, it's a Toro Rosso, but it's on an in lap rather, so we'll go back on board with Linus. He's actually picking up the slipstream here from Shawnee and then moves out the way. There's a McLaren, so a bit of extra benefit for Linus, but a little bit of traffic ahead as they head into the pits. So what can he do then? Make use of this extra little straight line speed that he got, and it is a 43.8, which is good enough for 8th place. Dan Morris has bailed on his lap. He's into the pits. As Venom carries on. I reckon he wanted to come back in. Pun, you said tyres on, because if he'd finished it, I don't think he would have had enough time to get back in and then back out again. So
yeah, low fuel as well.
Oh, not even that, but just I think just the time factor here, because obviously it's the one this is the longest F1 track on the calendar. But let's see what Venom then can do. Can he go quicker than his current time? He is into the 42s. 42.9 for Venom. And can anyone beat that?
Don't know. Find out in 3 minutes 35 seconds.
The Donis goes up in the top 10, 43.9 for him. So literally the top 10 cutoff so far is just literally are you in the 43s or not?
Exactly, yeah, 100%, yeah. Even there, though, but from 11th to 15th, everyone there.
It's so tight, isn't it? Yarm here is limping back into the pits. He's actually damaged the left front side of his wing on mediums, and he will have a chance to get out. It might be a blessing in disguise. He will have a chance to get back out. Well, if he chooses to set a sauce, we'll find out. But yeah, we shall see as more cars then on the way out. Sway here on the lap, just beginning his lap. Down to first gear. Oh, he's triple upshifted. He's going to lose a lot of time through there. Went to double upshift. I should mention he's racing with an injury, having just had surgery on his. I don't know what finger it was on. If it was on his left or right hand. It was right hand, wasn't it?
Right hand.
So obviously the one he's affecting the upshifts with. So maybe played a factor. But oh, look at this. Bit of slipstream from his teammate.
Disgusting.
So he might make up some of that time that he made up triple upshifting through last source. He's 3/10 up, which at the moment would not be enough for me to do anything at the moment. So let's see how the rest of this lap unfolds. I'm going to stay with this way as well, because I believe everyone else is just coming out of the pits. I don't think Venom's going to have another chance to set another flying lap on his softs. I don't think he needs to be fair, but we'll find out. Yarm looks like he's biding his time coming out, but most people are on out laps. So maybe if you want to maybe find Joe, the person gets closest to starting their lap, so when this final round starts we can get with the right car, or is the car furthest in front. I think the Don's actually went out for another lap, didn't he? That's surprising. 2 laps on his softs, but 43.5 shows you how much time he had, and Sway is 6/10 up, and this is a little better, but has he got any more left to give in the final sector, which is mostly flat, and just the
next.
one braking zone. Cool. The only man left to set a time in the Haas. Let's see then for Sway, can he break it to the top 10? And if so, how long can he stay there? That's going to be it for Linus then. Oh, back end twitching away. How much does that affect the lap? A good bit in the end. I think he lost 2/10 from that, and it's 16th place for Sway. Best case scenario. So we'll see what happens when it's all said and done, but likely he could be starting at the back, depending if Connor can get this lap hooked up, because Yarm's out on softs. Matter maybe, possibly might not be beating it. He's on mediums. which is an unusual choice given that everyone else and Connor Keenan I think is bailed on this one.
He's leaving.
Yeah, so he's done. Jono's just exiting the source. Bert, Adibaba, he's fine. Who's the furthest along? They're all just basically starting, aren't they?
Yeah, it could be a bit slipstreaming here now. I think Bert and Weber, maybe not.
Oh, Connor does say lap time. Sorry, he lifted off very weirdly there through through Paul Frere. Who is farthest forward? It's just 18 seconds left.
Last time, I think.
He's coming through the no-name course. I thought it was a little bit further than that. Dodonis is into the pits, but we knew that already. He was done. Yeah, I guess you're right then. I think it would be Team T's lap time.
Timo.
Timo, where is Timo?
Oh, he's down in the time. 4 tenths down.
Yeah, and he's short shifted a bit as well, so I think he is done. So let's see, we'll go on Bora Adam then. It's just 200s up on his time, but that could be the difference, Joe, between starting inside the top 10 and maybe not starting inside the top 10, given how close it is down there. We'll see as he runs through.
Oh my god! Wow!
You know what matter.
Jesus!
Here comes Adam, checker flag is out. He rises into 12th place. That is not going to be enough for him. Where is Weiberg? Bert then heading across the line to 4th place. Weiberg can only manage 10th. Kieran Trapp coming across the line. He's into the top 10, at least for the time being. Dan Mars next across the line. Alibaba went up to 6th, by the way. Dan Mars, can he take provisional pole to 43.2? It's not going to be good enough for pole position. SH then, can he take pole position? No, but he is ahead of Dan Mars, and I think that is going to do. I don't know,
yeah,
Yarm's actually still got to play. And it's a second and a half up. We'll see what he can do. This could be interesting. See if he can get out of the top 10. And he stuck us into 3rd place. What happened?
Yeah, sorry about that scream there. I was on board with Kieran Trapp, and you know, coming out of the left-hander there, going into this, I don't know, coming up before Blanchemont, that left-hander, right-hander curve.
Oh yeah.
With the walls taken out. By God, Matter went straight into it, and his car just flew back out. Oh my God! I thought Kieran Trapp's driver was nearly dead there in the car.
So Venom takes pole position ahead of SH's 2nd, Yarm in 3rd, Damars 4th, Bert 5th, Adonis 6th, Alibaba 7th, Jono 8th, Mark the Man 9th, Tom Pretty rounds at the top 10. They have Kieran Chapman 11th, Linus 12th, Weiberg 13th, Timo 14th, Shawnee Boy 15th, Focky 16th, Adam 17th, Sway 18th, Connor 19th, and IRT Matter in 20th and last, and with a very damaged car.
And Dodonis, he left the session as well, midway through. I don't know if he'll get back in. Sure.
No, he's not. Good spot. That's a shame. Yeah, he qualified 6th. Because he qualified 6th, so that's a shame. But a bit of extra grid space for someone in or behind him rather. So it's a dry race, at least for now. Sun is shining. Any predictions on a winner for this one?
Dan Morris get his season up and running again.
Dan Morris from 4th, I think.
4th on the grid, get that toe. Well, to be lot of the air as well.
Well, this is the thing. I'm thinking maybe someone a bit further up. I'm thinking maybe SH, although Venom's got good pace. But yeah, I do like the getting the toe on lap 1 or so, and see what he can do from there. But yeah,
if you can fight damage going through a rouge and that.
Well, this is the thing, you see. As off they go on their formation lap right. So most of the field on softs. You can see the gap between 5th and 7th. Most of the field on softs. Kieran Trapp from 11th has chosen mediums. Focky, Adam, and Matter have also selected mediums. Sway and Connor on softs. An interesting choice there, particularly I think from Kieran Trapp, who has 4 soft runners behind him and could easily find himself backwards in this one early on if his start isn't up to standard.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah. So is our grid yoke on the left go from 4, 5, 7, 8?
Yeah, for 5 and 7.
From Don's.
So actually, I think John will be the one with the empty grid slot in front of him. So that'll be nice. As they go
Yeah,
ahead.
it will, yeah.
So...
See that wall sticking out there where John is, or Mark Man?
Ah, yes.
Yeah, rip.
It's going to be interesting because, like you mentioned, obviously yesterday was a nice big collision heading up towards Eau Rouge and Radion. So I wonder if we'll find something similar today. And if you're in the pack and you're on medium tyres like here on Trap is, you could easily find yourself being in amongst it with a bit of less grip heading up that kink. And especially if you're being surrounded by cars behind on softs, could easily happen.
That can, yeah. Oh, hopefully, and now action packed.
Hopefully.
Laps.
Yeah, 22 laps. Title race is effectively over, but again, if anyone could take anything out of SH, that would be, well, I mean, we'd need a retirement, wouldn't we, for SH too. And a race win for Venom at this stage to make this championship interesting, but we'll see what happens. Of course, anything can happen.
From Daniel Morris.
Dan is like nearly 20 points behind Venom, is he not? Let alone, let alone SH.
SH could bottle.
He could, but Venom is still the man then next in line.
Venom could bottle as well, I were hungry last week. Hammer and tongs, or...
I mean, he had damage.
Yeah.
We'll see. See if they come to blows again this week. Yarman third's actually in a nice little spot. I'm going board with him to start, I reckon.
I'll watch the back here.
Could be busy.
Sorry if I scream.
Here we go then. 22 laps around Spa. Always fun, we'll find out. Here we go. 3, 4 and 5 red lights. Away we go. Looks like a good start at the front for SH. He's going to be right alongside Venom straight away. Let's go around the outside. Can he hold it? No. Oh, Venom very slidey out of last source, and Yarms got ahead of his teammate and is going to be picking up the slipstream heading towards Eau Rouge. He's going to have to back out. This has to dab off the throttle just a bit. John O'Mark the man goes side by side as well. Venom still ahead for the time being. As Adibaba is out of this race, and they're going to be 3 wide, aren't they? As they head up towards Lake Com for the first time. Dan Mars right there as well. Bert on the outside as well, but it is SH sliding into second place ahead of his team. Venom leads the way still as they head down towards Bruxelles for the first time. See anyone having a look at a go down into that hairpin? Nothing quite yet. So after somehow the top 3 still holding station, but certainly not as straightforward as it seemed, as have Mark Demand and Timo getting ahead there, and that's for P10. But at the front, Steve, the 2 cars have gone out immediately at Puan. That was the 2 leaders, SH and Venom, and Yarm got close to a move on his teammate, but elected not to do so in the end. As Mark Demand, Weiberg very close as well. So midfield very, very packed. Just the 1 retirement then, Joe.
Shawnee by straight down the middle there. As
Conor Keena is round, but Yarm is getting into the slipstream of his teammate.
3.
No DRS just yet. Will anyone else have a go in towards the bus stop chicane? Who's close enough to have a go? There's Shawnee Boy and Weiberg. Here you go then for 11th. Weiberg on the outside. Kieran Chop right behind that as well. As Venom sets the fastest lap of the race by way of being the first across the line. It's Sway and Matter. Looks like they're very close together, as well as is obviously at the front. So Kieran Chop did well then, I think, not to lose too many positions then on his mediums, and he leads that group, so to speak. Just the 2 positions lost in the end, which not too bad. As pick up the slipstream again. You have to be careful not to use a lot of your ERS as Connor.
By Timo lost at Eau Rouge.
And he's the wrong way round. You're right. So, not sure where Conor Keena retired, if he just retired into the pits, if that was unrelated, but he is out of this race and Timo, the two Renaults, firmly at the back of the grid. And that's a shame, but it's a long race yet, and they are on softs, to be fair. Could be worse, they could be on mediums. So,
Yeah, exactly.
opportunity's still out there. Sway's obviously, he's not last, but he's still, the gap is still very, very close. You look at the gap, it's only 8 seconds covering the top 16. So, though there is a bit of a gap due to emerge between Tom Pretty and, Linus and Jono, and that's for P6 and 7. So, DRS will be enabled next lap. See who's got the straight line speed, but you have to be careful not to get suckered too much into using your ERS, and Venom, to be fair, has not done that, but SH I think has fallen into the trap just a bit, and Dan Mars getting close here to the back of Yarn. I think he may have had a wobble out of Paul Frere. He's gone defensive. Dan Mars thought about a move, but elected not to do it this time around, and SH is right in the back of Venom, as well as Kieran Trapp makes the move on Shiny Boy. That's for P11, and yeah, back in front is that Williams. But here we go then, for the first time then DRS is enabled, and I think we'll see what SH has to use. There, we're now 1.1 ahead of Yarm and Dan, but let's see then as they head up the hill. He should be reeling in that red. I don't think there's going to be any defense for this. Same with Dan and Yaram. You can see the changes happening. SH pulls ahead. Venom down the inside. Oh, it's a contact between himself and SH. I think his wing's okay. Damars is through on Yaram, and Dan is into the top 3 and keeping pace with these leaders, and has a decent bit of ERS left as well, so has every chance still of a race win, does Dan Morris. But for now, Venom still leads.
Who got damage?
There is no damage. I said there was no damage. Venom and SH made contact.
Oh, okay. I was just watching the back. Very tight though, still.
Yeah, it is. You see Weiberg right behind. See, it's all very like top 10. You can see, there's a bit field spreading a little bit more in the down further to the field, like through the mediums and the such. But you can see the gaps, very, very tight. Venom's just got a little bit more distance between himself and SH this time, as Yarm is reeling in. Dan Morris, will he have a go this time, heading up towards the bus stop chicane? Just doesn't have enough closing speed to do it, does he? And tucks in, but he's going to have a great chance with DRS. And Bert then is getting close to the back of this as well, and Jono obviously as well. And Linus, and a bit of a wobble there for Yarm out of the bus stop chicane, as Focky and Yarm, no love lost between these two. I've got a couple of people diving into the pits. Adam on the mediums into the pits, Shawnee Boy as well into the pits on the softs. Speed into the pit lanes. And both of them retire in the pits. I'm guessing maybe there's contact between Focky and Adam possibly. But we'll see as we go for round 2. As SH pulls over to the left hand side, a bit of lag going on. But he gets ahead of Venom this time round and does take the lead of this race. No safety car, obviously. I think they were both pitching into, but no, they're both retired in the pits. So it shouldn't be any, despite the fact they left, shouldn't be any DNS. As Sway moves ahead of Matter. That's for P13. We're going to stick at this battle at the front though, because it's very, very tight between SH, Venom and Dan, the 3 in the top 3 in the title standings. And Yaram not too far behind this either. So 4 laps in, Joe. Well, 3 completed laps. He's lost 4 drivers already. So.
Well, like, it's just stupid, like the way they retire, like just a bit of damage on their wing. Like, I want to say Harrison just.
Oh, Tom Pretty is round.
Tom Pretty is in the wall.
At Pouon. And Weiberg gets ahead of Mark Demand, and that is.
Oh, he's stuck in the curb, boys. He's stuck in the curb.
Oh, you can see the rear wheels spinning.
Curb.
Yeah. Rear wheels are absolutely lighting up. He's going to get disqualified. That's a shame. That's a shame. As Damars, meanwhile, we're going to see a change for second place here in a sec, surely. And there's disqualification. That's unfortunate for Tom. Venom defending this one, a bit aggressive there. He's locked up just a bit, but he's going to keep that position. But that's rough for poor old Tom Pretty.
Poor Tom.
That's a tough one. But no safety car, it seems. I bet anything, once he's disqualified, that his Ghost was able to drive off the curb just fine.
Probably, yeah.
That's usually how it goes. The other way it takes control of your car when you get disqualified.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet what's that happened. But I think this time we're going to see Dan Mars absolutely fly by Venom. SH is getting away somewhat here. And yeah, I mean, Venom's not even going to try and fight this one, is he? He's got it in low deployment, so maybe on the break and he could try and get this back. Bit of contact, and Dan has to take off to the escape road. Will he let him back through? Should he maybe have let him back through as Mark Man gets by Weiberg once again? And yeah, Dan does the right thing and does let him back through. That would have been a little bit shady had he let him go. He's lucky not to lose place to Yarm there as well. He got close, didn't he?
He did, yeah.
But that's the right decision from Dan. I think he definitely gained an advantage there and rightly let Venom go, and they can renew the battle as Venom gets a little bit on the curb of Puon. That's going to give Dan a chance immediately to try and take this place back. Oh, a little bit more contact. Dan's onto the grass, but thankfully he's able to keep control of his car. But I'm sure. Oh, Yarm is going to be round. He's into the wall. The back just went away. Oh, he's got to be very careful reversing onto the track like that. Genie Mac. I think Kieran Chop came very, very close to hitting that Ferrari. But here we go then, slipstream again for Dan. He's in that low deployment. You see how much he's actually gaining despite being in a low deployment, even none then, as Focky gets by Yarham as well. So that was very dangerous.
Dan Morris definitely steaming underneath that helmet.
Just a penalty for Yarm, so it's a shame for Yarm. His race is kind of unfolded already, but just the back end just got away from him and he couldn't catch it. He was going very slowly but just couldn't catch it, and he does pit. So SH then 1.4 ahead of Venom, and is Venom a little bit further ahead of Dan this time, to the point where he could probably be safe, but let's find out his closing speed again. How much time do you need to be able to survive? Like 7, 8, 9 tenths even. We'll see then. Dan using the last of his ERS essentially pulls over to the left hand side. Venom will still have the inside line again down towards Lake Con, but Dan can't get the move done, and Venom sits in a nice little place with his ERS compared to Dan. But Dan can use his time to try and recharge, and Bird's still right there should anything kick off between these guys, and Jono just behind that. So anything is possible. Yeah, 1.1 behind that as well. So top 7, top 8, even top 9, 8.9 seconds is your gap.
Mark Command is struggling the players as well. I think he'll so
he's dropped back a good bit, hasn't he?
Yeah.
No sign of dropping off for Dan Morris. Again, he's hustling and harrying that Red Bull, and he's going to have a good chance surely to make a move heading up towards the bus stop if he so chooses. And he has put it into overtake, so he does sense the opportunity this time around. Oh, he's going to have to go around the outside of Blanchemont. That is a risky one. Oh, it's contact! And he's able to keep control of the car. That's surprising. Like, generally speaking, you lose it through there. You know, the contact through there, and he does come into the pits. You make contact through there at that high speed. You know, generally speaking, you do end up in the wall. But Dan Mars does take the time to pit then. We'll just see if there's any wing damage on that car, just to see. All good. So just a schedule stop, maybe a chance to get the undercut. First of the leaders to pit then. In that sense, Sway is coming in as well. So Dan should be in very nice, clean air. In fact, he is as clear as it could be. Let's see his exit from the pit lane. Nice and clean, no damage, we can carry on. So then, as Kieran Chop is in the DRS of Weiberg, but because Mark Demand is still within 1 second of Weiberg there behind, it's preventing Kieran Chop from making that move this time around, but he's getting closer to this group. And he's also on medium, so a good chance in these next few laps that as he closes up with the rubber wearing off on these softs, that it's a good opportunity here for Kieran Chop in the second part of this race. Oh, Dan Morris is in the wall. He has lost it coming out of. That's heading down towards Bruxelles, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he may have got on that curb, may have got onto the gravel, but he's into the wall. Does he have wing damage? On the surface, looking at that, he might have damage, but looking at that, like, there's no end plate missing.
No.
So I'd be amazed if he didn't have damage from that, but visually didn't look like there was. But that's unfortunately ruined his undercut attempt. You can see how hard he was pushing, though, I'm sure. And I wonder
SH is
if...
in.
Yeah,
Venom's
so they
in.
are responding then.
Good.
Kieran Chuck getting
Jono.
close. Top 3 all in, top 4 all in. And Linus will carry on then. So, obviously Weiberg has to carry on because his teammate is in. So anyone being held up here in the pits? SH is out of the pits here. So he's still ahead of Venom. Mark the Man peels in. And Bert's still ahead
Jono jumps.
of... was
Mark
Bert
the
not
Man.
ahead of Jono?
Or Jono. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Never mind.
But meanwhile, because he's into the pits, then that has released the DRS from Weiberg, and that will allow Kieran Trapp to storm through into Lake Com. Down the inside, can't quite make the move, and this is imperative he gets by, because anytime he's losing here is, he's losing a lot of time now. At this stage, needs to be getting by on these softs. They are definitely the better, or the mediums are definitely the better tyre than the softs in front of him. Laying through Puon, you can have a look. Just 5/10 then between Bert and Venom. SH 2.1 back of Venom back of 2.1 of SH. So the field has spread out just a little bit after the stops, but still plenty to fight for. As through Stavilo.
Yeah, battle is on Trap and Horse. Or Kieran Trap, Weiberg and Horton Venom.
Yeah, Bert's very close to Venom to be fair, but closer to that is Kieran Trapp to Weiberg, and he's put the deployment down to 0, so choosing maybe not to go through on this occasion, but I expect Weiberg will be pitting anyways. Linus will do the carry on for another lap to be fair, but Weiberg will not. And he comes in and that releases Kieran Trapp into the P2 for the moment, not a net P2, but P2 nevertheless, and his teammate ahead of him yet to stop as well.
Don't forget DRS on Venom. Well, Rouge.
See if he can make any moves this time around. His ERS situation you can see there. Bit more in favour of Venom, but that hasn't really helped him in terms of, obviously SH and Dan Morris went Seaman by, but here we go then. Up to 200 miles an hour already, and he into the slipstream, the DRS, the ERS, all working in tandem, and this should be P6 for Bert, and he sides ahead of them. That's for effective P2, I believe.
It is, yeah.
So, see what Bert can do now for the rest of this lap. If he can try and stretch away a little bit from this Red Bull, and by the time maybe DRS comes around next lap, he'll be in the clear. But this will hurt Jono a bit if they're just DRS toing and froing for the rest of this race. Because once you're out of DRS, then cars in front of you have it. Especially being how powerful it is around here. Obviously, there's so many straights, fewer than DRS and slipstream. It's very easy to pull out from the cars behind you that don't have DRS, and it could be the case for Jono. We'll see. As obviously we're only at lap 9 of 22, not even halfway through this race.
So long.
It is a long one. And this is the only battle that is within a second, which is unfortunate. But
Brilliant.
yeah, exactly. And Linus is into the pits, so he went very long on those softs, so interesting where he pops out. That does release his teammate into the lead. But of course, he Focky, and Matter, that's the fastest lap of the race, have of course yet to stop on their mediums. They'll go for a little bit longer, actually a decent little bit longer. Where will Linus emerge? Right in front of Mark the Man. Mark doesn't have DRS. Let's just check if Venom's going to be able to make an overtake on Birch. Might be a bit too far back. We'll see. I want to keep an eye on this though, because Mark the Man's much closer to Linus. It's a quick check. No, Venom's not going to be able to make an overtake, but Mark the Man will. And on his heated mediums, he can make that move, and Linus might have a chance to get back at them soon. But
Not
for
now,
now,
anyways, with that
yeah.
DRS situation.
Yeah, pretty tough. But for now, he slots into P9, and he's 3.2 ahead of Weiberg, so still looking like for some good, decent points here. Well, yeah, decent points, Linus for now. See what happens between Matter, Focky and Kieran Trapp as Timo gets a 3-second penalty down in 13th. He's well behind everyone else, so his safety car is basically what he's waiting for. The off-flex sector 2. Oh, Kieran Trapp is off, I think. Yeah. Through exit of Puan, I believe. Or just after
No,
it.
it's second sector.
Yeah, just after Puan, so he's into the wall and he has damage to that wing. I think it was turn 13, wasn't it? 12 or 13.
So
As Venom then reeling in Burt at a vast rate of knots. If anything, Burt might be better off just to let him go here and have DRS himself heading down towards, and I think he's actually happy enough to let him go. Have DRS not down this straight, but by the time it comes to the next one, heading up the hill. Oh, I almost had to get out, didn't he? Had to avoid him. That might have just cost him the opportunity to have a go. He almost ran to the back of him at that source. I had to see a left to avoid it, and I'm not sure if he's close enough.
no, I don't think so. He's only into medium deployment. I think he should save this lap or something.
Meanwhile, Linus is reeling in mark demand, but not enough ERS and straight to overtake him this time around. But as his mediums get up to working range, maybe near the end of the race, he'll have the benefit of the fresher mediums. We'll see how much that actually matters. But he is behind for now, as Matter and Focky are getting a little closer together.
I must say that's bringing SH as well.
Of course, SH has made his stop. These front two have not.
That would drop them back down to where around.
Basically in front, behind that, maybe a bit in front of that, maybe. Hard to say. Maybe between Dan and Sway, possibly?
Yeah, around there, yeah.
Yeah, it'll be between Dan and Sway. Meanwhile, Kieran Trapp is on this soft, so he's got to make those last 12 laps, basically. Which is a lot to ask for. So, and the weather doesn't look like it's going to be playing any factors here today, so he's got to hope for a safety car or something to, well, bring him a little bit closer to the action. What?
Safety car, do you think? Take a safety car along. After
you never know.
5 retirements. 4 retirements.
Well, at least 2 of those were in the pits. At least 3 of them.
There was no safety car last night at all, when there was cars absolutely blown into smithereens there.
No, there was not. See if smithereens can be avoided here as SH reeling him in, and Matter doesn't fight that at all. Wrong car. And he is through into P2 and should make quick work of Focky for P1. This is probably I'm trying to see when the last time Focky actually, because it's been a little tough going for Focky, I think, recently, hasn't it? I want to see the, as Linus actually got by Mark Demand. Actually, coming out of turn 7, that's sorry, 6, that's a little unusual. Usually if you're going through the straights, usually they come, but it's got done, to be fair. But ER situation isn't exactly stellar, so we'll see what he can do to manage that. As you can see, Matter keeping decent pace there at SH, to be fair. Would have thought he would have dropped him, but that could be more effective of the fact that the time that SH is losing to Focky in front here. But this isn't really bringing Venom any much closer to the action. And he can't get close enough this time around, so I'm surprised he's taking this long to try and dispatch that Haas, but there you go. Focky hasn't had a decent race, I think, since Austria. His ninth place is where he finished in Austria, and since then it's been a DNF, unavailable, and P13. Did finish in P4 at France, though. So see what he can do today. Hold the leader at bay for now. But for how much longer, Joe?
Ooh, Focky. We should be pitting this lap.
And SH goes through. Simple enough in the end. Took a while for him to get it done. a lap to overtake both Matter and Focky. So, but he is through, and he can basically now just, well, try and manage the rest of this race pretty much. He's, you know, in decent control. Venom is like three or so seconds back. We'll see if the two cars in front of him have to pit before he gets to the back of them. I suspect they probably will pit before he reaches them. He's got Bert in his DRS for now, but he's just on the edge. And I guess we're just waiting, Joe, for these guys to pit from their mediums, and maybe, hopefully, they can spice things up a bit. Because at the moment,
not much is happening.
Not a lot going on, is there?
No, there's not. In other news, Bayern Munich are beating Tottenham Hotspur.
Shock. Who's home, by the way?
Yeah.
Great. Always a pleasure.
Sorry. And
Always stellar.
does piss.
Both of them piss. They slow down in time, at least, and let's see where these two emerge then. The interesting thing. Soft tires, of course. And they'll be right behind. Where's Dan Mars? This could be close, actually. I think Dan might just be ahead on momentum. He's going to get by Matter.
Yeah.
But I think Focky... Well, yeah, he's going to be able to overtake with the straight line speed. Just, yeah, but for how much of a reprieve will that be, though? They are on softs. Oh, Dan Morris almost sending Focky round. But he should get through. See if Focky can hold it, and he cannot. So Dan's ahead for the time being, but I fear that perhaps this will not be for long.
That's only them two boys that come out of the pits. Only two real battle. Burt is kind of pulling in the gap to Venom.
A little closer.
And that's it.
That is literally it.
Might be never to commentate Belgium ever.
Yeah, not great. Neither races have been particularly great. This race is a safety car, something to spruce up the action.
Yeah.
At least something.
Oh,
Kieran Trapp is out. We'll see if that brings out a safety car. We'll go on board with. Oh, he's just lost out of Puon. That's why he's had an accident out in Puon. So that's where it is. Car right in the middle of the track. No safety car.
Leave session then.
Nope, too late. So, no safety car. We'll carry on, and Focky. I'd imagine he's not got a lot of ERS, to be fair.
Venom had a little wiggle over up Rouge.
It's going to allow Bert to close. And he's going to get through. So Bert has managed to capitalise on a little error from Venom, and he is into second place then. As Dan Morris is going to be, yeah, as you say.
With 6% ERS. It's the job done.
Solid.
For now.
Dan's going to find it though. I guess a guy with soft tyres, I was surprised he would decide to do that, but alas, this is for the points.
Matter. Down the inside. One them corner, is it? Or the hairpin. And he's done.
He's through, but Venom's going to have to do a little try at Bert. Cheeky to the left hand side, not quite able to get the move done. He got a lot closer than I thought he would out of Puon. We'll see if Dan can respond to that, but I'm guessing it's going to be difficult to.
It's hard. It's hard
to do that with his tyres. Oh no, wobble for Venom then. And that's going to allow Bert a bit more breathing room. Heading up towards Blanchemont and the bus stop chicane. Matter close to Focky though could be another.
Fuck yes, save that
to watch. It does. And Matter, on the other hand, has effectively full. So Focky's going to use everything he's got to defend. But by the time it gets, by the end of that straight, the till they come, I wonder if he can do the same thing, but he's going to go around the outside of the bus stop. Comes the inside then. That's if if he makes that, that's a very tidy move from either team Matter on the same compound tyres. Drive around the outside of the bus stop. Very good indeed. But has he made a mistake?
Oh,
Was there contact there?
I thought there was.
May have been lag, but it definitely. I was on board with Focky. It looked like he may have got hit, but might have been lag. But regardless, I think it's going to give Matter the bit of breathing room he needs, and Dan can look at retaking that place from Focky.
Double toe down the straight.
Yeah, he's
Come on!
A little closer. Well, no bias there, Joe. Matrix was jinking away to try and break the DRS. More contact between Focky and Dan. Dan is not having any of it today, and he is back through on Focky, and this is going to allow Matter to just keep going, see if he can break DRS, and he just has now. And if you can break that DRS, maybe Focky can get back into it. Let's see. As Venom again very close to Bert, heading out of Puon, and heading down towards the end of Sector 2. Focky is back through. Oh, the inside of Puon, was it? Yeah, a little bit of wobble for Dan possibly, but he's back through. Go back on board with Venom. Because these two are close, and again, as long as one is within DRS, it's hard to drop. You always have a chance as long as you're within DRS of the car in front.
Yeah, see that, like
a chance.
Focky's now 2.3, 2.4 behind Matter now.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of time. John knows also that because these two have been DRSing each other for most of the second stint, John knows now 3.5 seconds back. Yeah, and Dan is into the pits, so I think Dan, he might go for the fastest lap. He's not going to get a point for it though, as there are plenty of points up for grab for second though, as Venom pulls to the left hand side. Bert
wing damage.
Doesn't really fight, so he did have wing damage. Not surprising. It could have been from the accident. It could have been from making contact with Focky there. Not sure which, but just from bad to worse for Dan, I'm afraid. And he is now out of the points. How far will he be behind Sway? Too far to try and make any inroads on a points paying position. Did Sway have a penalty that I saw though earlier? Was that a good thing?
Let's check there. Dan is what? 11 seconds?
11 seconds.
Sway has a penalty.
How do you get a penalty around here? Eau Rouge and Radion?
Yeah.
That's literally it.
And yeah.
Oh, you can technically get one at near Lake Com. Yeah. Turn 7.
Yeah.
But even still.
Going right now.
Even still, that's a little
it's just no.
Little dodgy. You'll see most drivers won't have penalties by the end of this one.
Yeah, so the battle here is
it's Burn Venom for P2. Matter might catch up to the back of Weiberg, but we'll see.
Weiberg has a 3-second time penalty as well.
So Matter then looking like he's gonna have a decent race for when was the last time? Where is he? In the racing points. Scored points at Silverstone in 7th, so he's got a chance for a season best here if he keeps at this rate. As Bert he's got DRS, but he's out of a second, so from now on, as Damar takes a 3-second penalty. He's extended that Blanchimont, that's how he's got it. He's lagging. He's lagging everywhere, Dan Morris.
Well, I don't know. There'll be no lag on my screen because I'm lagging 24/7.
Yes, that is true. True facts.
Sorry, guys.
And Jono gets a 3-second penalty. That does matter. Where did he get that? He's got it at the no-name corner, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does. He did.
He will have had to, or maybe maybe on the entry to the no-name corner, maybe more so than the exit. But a few penalties now beginning to rack up a little bit here as you get to the latter stages of this one. And tell you what, Venom's making a little bit more time on SH to the point where if he got a penalty, Venom would be in range to
Let's have a look
take
here.
advantage, assuming Venom, of course, doesn't have a penalty already.
Both of them have 2 warnings.
Could be close. See what happens as we get ready to move on to lap 19 of 22, 4 laps left, including the one they've just begun. And yeah, your feelings are exactly like mine.
Hurry on, Lee. What?
Yeah, essentially. I mean, fastest lap I think is what is Dan Marcel got that. Wrong one.
Don't matter.
Matter does from 8th, so that is worth a point. But I suspect we'll see what Dan Morris can do with a full lap then.
What was this lesson? 46.7.
Yeah. And there it is.
So that doesn't count. He's out of the top 10, like.
Well, yes, he doesn't get the point, but it's still fastest lap.
But does Matter get fast lap then?
No.
After that, no?
No.
Alright.
You have to have fastest lap, and to get the point you have to be within the top 10. Which now, Matter is no longer got fastest lap, he's in the top 10 of course.
And Burt was after catching up 9/10. What, 1.2?
Yeah, dropped out a little bit, hadn't he, out of DRS, but he's back in. At least for now, it is close. Let's see what his straight line speed is like. His ERS is in a better situation than it is for Venom. But if you're watching this, I can only apologise for how awful this race has been.
Please. In the minute.
Like, I mean, what is there to say at this point?
There, it's only like 7/10 now.
See what his run is like out of turn 1. Out of La Source, see heading up the hill while he's. Well, the story is he might be able to have a go this time. To be fair, it's far. Let's see. He's got the ERS to do it. So let's see then.
Bet on up there to more 4 now. Oh, bet on.
And he decides very early not to bother with overtake and saves it for another lap. He's running out of them. And oh, I thought he disconnected for a second.
Lag. Oh, he's again. The lag. Oh my god.
Easy there, Joe.
Jesus.
I thought he had disconnected for a second, to be fair.
He has another X overhead.
Well, you know if he leaves. This would be Bert's best finish since... Well, sorry, he finished 4th last time in Hungary, but this would be his first podium since Monaco. It's Weiberg could do with a good result. Weiberg has finished 4th in Austria, he's finished 11th, then 6th and 11th. There are decent results, to be fair. I just wasn't thinking... Because he's on a great run of form there. He was 2nd at Monaco and 1st in Canada. And then 4th at Austria. Yeah, Burt picking up those podiums.
Yeah. We'll be rest time next year.
Lap 21, we're about to move on to second to last lap. And this race is...
closer.
Yeah, and again it's got ERS to use. See if he can make any use of it this time around. You can see how easy they pulled away from John, although like that wasn't even close in the end with the DRS. Just pulled him along this entire second stint. And again he decided not to use the ERS. There's a yellow flag. Oh, and Timo's round. He's lost at Stavolo. He was out at the points anyway. So that won't matter at all. As Dan Mars was another fastest lap in 46.2 again for Dan, but of course outside the top 10. If someone were to retire in the top 10 at this stage and Dan moved into it, then he would get the point.
Yeah, but Dan has a penalty and 2 warnings.
It'd have to be a retirement, Joe.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Is why it was
Yeah, but
why really bad.
no, yeah, never.
So John's just got another
Sorry.
penalty. That's the
Oh,
second one for
that
him.
is
And
spicing things up now, but
that would leave him susceptible, I think, to both. I'm not sure if Linus has a penalty, but I know Mark DeMann I don't think has one.
Mark Demand doesn't, and Linus does.
That second pen now puts him in range of Linus then for that second one. He's 3.4 ahead. So here we go then.
So everyone has penalties now, really.
More
Except
racked up than in the end, I believe.
3.
Speaking of, they start the final lap of this race, and this time around he is a bit closer. Is Bert at this stage? He was around 6 heads back last time. Now closer to 4, and I think this. Well, it's all or nothing this lap, isn't it?
Oh, he's gone in, bumps it up to 5th.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All or nothing at this stage. Why not?
Oh, yeah,
And he's got a good chance, hasn't he? Is there any defence for Venom? Is there enough straight for Bert to get this move done? Pulls over to the left-hand side. He's got to be later on the brakes if he can. Venom tries to find a bit of contact. Oh, a bit aggressive, but he does keep that P2. I'm not sure Bert will be best pleased by that, but if you can get close enough, can Bert? There's one more opportunity for him heading up towards Blanchimont on the bus stop. I think his best chance may have passed, and Venom was definitely very aggressive in defending that position. Was that on the edge? Is that too much?
We don't know, I don't know, I'm not a steward, so...
You don't have to be, I'm asking for your opinion.
I didn't see the full, I don't know, you don't know, close now again. We'll just see what happens here. What's up? He's close, or... It was aggressive. No, it's racing time sometimes.
Meanwhile, SH is right around Blanchimont, and as it has been plenty of times this season, it's going to be another race win. And see then if Burke can make one more move on them. He's got to go for it, surely. He does go down the inside. Oh, there is contact this time as SH comes across the line to win the Belgian Grand Prix. Venom is going to survive in second. Bert will finish in third. Jono will cross the line in fourth, but is going to finish a little bit further down than that as Linus will not jump him, but Mark DeMann does. And Mark DeMann finishes fourth, then Weiberg finishes seventh, Matter in eighth, Focky will come across the line in ninth.
Focky!
Oh dear.
What the
He's got plenty of time as Focky definitely misjudged that one. And Sway will cross the line just ahead actually in the end of Dan Morris in 10th and 11th, and Timo is a long way back. Fastest lap for Dan Morris in the last one. And now we just wait another minute or so until Timo crosses the line. 12 finishers in the end, Joe, and a very
solid,
underwhelming race in the end.
Solid race. Unbelievable. One of the best highlights of the week.
Yeah, stellar stuff as always. And yeah, Bert may as well have gone for it, to be fair. No real surprise. And Linus there, I thought Linus might have got the jump on Jono, but must have had another penalty himself or something. We'll see at the end.
Oh, seriously?
What?
Blackburn Rovers are being naughty.
Oh, just stop. No one cares about your bet. Your accumulator.
Cash out.
You're such a tool. Right, SH wins again, and yeah, one step closer to the title. 7 more points gained on his closest rival, yes. Venom in second, and well, I mean, Joe, you were talking as if Dan Morris was still a contender for this title before this race began.
Yeah, that's firmly out the window now.
Yes, absolutely out the window. In fact, I think Bert might actually get close to jumping them to this rate. Let me just have a look at the standings for that, because if we go on down, not quite, but close, very close. So there you go. Top 4 then were the only ones not to have penalties in the end. Okay, so Linus was just outside of it then. So there you go. Then SH into ahead. Venom, Burt in third. Mark Demand did a great drive from him. Really, he's been really impressing me lately. This Mark Demand with his consistent drives. He's in fourth. Jono in fifth. Linus sixth. Weiberg seventh. Matter eighth. Focky ninth. Swade 10th in the points playing position. Dan Mars 11th. Timo 12th. Rounds out the finishes. We lost Kieran Trapp, Yaram, Shawnee, TNT Zlatan, Conor Keena, Adi Baba, Tom Prishy, and Adonis before the race even started. All in all, though, you look at that, you look at the field, and most people made up positions. The only person that lost a position in the top 10 was Venom, who of course was on pole position.
And Morris.
Did that finish inside the top 10, Joe?
Sorry, never mind.
I wonder if you listen sometimes.
I've been looking at two screens.
Multitasking.
Yes! Nottingham Forest scored.
Right, thank you for watching. Sorry for that absolutely shocking race. Division 3 will be on Friday. No one cares about Joe's accumulator. Yeah, thanks for watching.
See you all later, boys.
Next time.
Look.